Zolang wij onderweg zijn al en dan naar onze...
Bonjour everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm coming to you from my friend's gorgeous house that they recently bought. It's about 2 hours south of where we live. It's in the south of Burgundy in a region called Le Brionnais, and I absolutely love spending a few days here. I'm using these days as a break. As you may know, I juggle many different activities that I do for work, and one of them is interior design. So I'm here to help my friends gather some ideas and get some ideas on what to do with this gorgeous house that has so much potential. They're also going to build a tiny house cabin, and I'm also using these couple of days to be inspired for other projects that I'm currently working on. And I didn't know this region, and I find it absolutely stunning. And even though it's only 2 hours south of where we live, it is completely different. So as you can already tell from the color of the facade of this house, the color of the stone here is such a beautiful, warm, yellow, golden color. And these little details give me so much inspiration. We're just driving through the little villages here, and the architectural style, I mean, it might look all French to you, but I can definitely see differences between the different regions in France. So some details are different. The color of the stones is very different. And I like taking these kind of trips to be inspired for the projects that I'm working on, because every project I do is unique. So even though I always stay true to a certain style, every project is unique, and just driving through a village gives me so many new ideas. And the other thing that I feel really inspired for since being here is a second book. I already have a lot of ideas for a second book, and some of you have asked if I could talk a little more about interior design in the next book, like how to bring a little bit of France to your interior. Although I would not describe my style as French country, or French farmhouse. And maybe you've seen the post I did on this in the community section of the channel to ask you how you would describe the style. Because when I see French country, that is not the type of design that I make. French country is much more colorful. It has more details. It's not as sleek and clean, or some would call it minimalist. I don't think my designs are minimalist, but they are not. There's nothing there that doesn't need to be there for functional reasons or to balance the design. So I usually feel a truly French country interior does not make me feel good. I'm not happy in that. It's too full. There's too much color. There's too many patterns. The furniture is too detailed for me, like wood carving details, or the wood colors are too dark. I can add a little bit of that in a next book, without saying it's French country, because it's not. It's not. And it's not French farmhouse, because the interesting thing, it is a farmhouse. So I talk about our French farmhouse because that's where I live. This is a French farmhouse that my friends are turning into a beautiful home that I'm helping them with. But this style is not French farmhouse, because I don't think there is any French person that would recognize what mostly in the US people call French farmhouse as being French. That is a style that really only exists in the US. So that is not it either. So I feel, and it's really thanks to all of your comments. So thank you so much if you've been one of those people who've taken time to think about that question and to share your ideas with me. I feel my style is elegant, because to me it feels a little more clean, very soft, very earthy, and still very cozy, and not minimalistic. But the French have a really beautiful word for this, and it's épuré. So it means that you're leaving out anything that makes a design feel too crowded, or that doesn't add either function or balance. I'm calling it épuré, but there's no real English word for it. I asked my French American friend and she said, ooh, that's a tough question. All of your answers have also shown me that maybe I shouldn't try to label it, because everybody has their own ideas. I do know that whenever I work on a project, it has certain elements that will always come back, like brocante touches. It's pretty clean and it always has a very earthy feel to it. Every project is unique to the person that's living in that space, that's going to use that space. So for example, my friends have a different style than I do. So they need to create the space that makes them feel at home here. And typically what I do is I help people see the potential of a space. I also help them see certain architectural elements or certain technical, structural things that need to be taken into account. And then I refer to an architect, or I work with an architect to work on those. And I help them see the layout, and I help them think about the function of a room. And I think that's something that people often underestimate, because they look at what they love to look at, but that is not going to be the only thing to take into account. It's really, what does this room need to be for you? And does it offer you all the things you want to be doing in this space? And is it adapted to how you naturally move through the space? And then what I also do is help people pick a color scheme, and then furniture and decor and design elements. And I also often make a shopping list for where to find these items according to your budget. And I like authentic materials, but I also like thrifting things or finding more affordable alternatives, because there's one thing I do know: when you do a renovation project like this, the money, your budget, will need to go to whatever needs to be dealt with structurally first before you make it beautiful, which is horrible to be saying to people because it's not what they want to hear, but it is very important. So we're spending a little time, we're looking at their house, we're driving through the beautiful villages, and I'm getting so inspired. So I'm really excited to be going home and put all those ideas into the designs that I'm working on. Thank you so much for being here. I try to still put out a video every week so that I can keep giving you a little glimpse and a little feel of the French country life that I know many of you really appreciate and look forward to every week. So I always try to make time for that in my week so I can share that with you. And I really, really appreciate all of you who are here and who are watching and who are commenting. And even if you're never commenting or liking anything, I feel your support and I get to share the beauty of life with you. And I don't take you being here for granted. So thanks again so much. And I will be back next week.